This is Paco Redfeather, 50-50. I wanted to say I'm grateful to the city of St. Paul, my hometown. I'm grateful for all the things that I experienced here. Even my relapse, I'm grateful for. What happened to me during that night, that 2-night, that 3-night little adventure, I only used for one night, but what happened to me, it was worthwhile. It was. For me, it was. I had to go through the worst of what was in that shit in order to know a lot of things. I don't need to talk about them or spread them around as far as what I learned, but I'll say I'm grateful for it. He allowed me to go through it. I'm still here. People plotted and conspired against me. Who cares? I don't fear any of that nonsense because I know my own heart. I don't mean anybody harm. I have 2 children that are mine by right. All these words that were thrown against me all these years, they've been thrown back in those people's faces. I haven't done anything. If I had, if I'm doing it now, where would I be right now? Just like in court when that judge, who was a band member, that judge took my son off that restraining order that woman put him in order to keep me away from him because that was the last tool she had to keep hurting me. I soldiered through since 2019. I've soldiered through up and down, left and right, everything I had to go through. I needed to go through, but I soldiered through it. I fell many times, but my ass got my ass back up every single time for my son, for my children, for my daughter too after my second marriage. Why do you think I have this strength? To be able to leave people alone, to leave certain situations alone. My fucking demon for real is methamphetamine. I left that shit plenty of times. How many people who've met the same fate and meeting that fucking drug have been able to do the same? You know, they have their kids. They have access to them right now. They choose not to go that way. Every single time. I put motion after motion in to go to court. I've been beaten and beaten and beaten, and finally I got my relief. Judge seen right through those lies. Pure fucking fantasies and fairy tales, fabrications like this one. You know, this woman tried to say that in my supervised visitation when I was seeing my son, paying $50 for 1 hour to see my son, right? My son that I never harmed or anything, I had to pay $50 just to see him 1 hour when I could. This woman tried to say in one of my visits, I told my son, I think about beating your mom up every day. That type of shit. She tried to tell the judge that. Think about it. My whole fucking visitations, right back in the day, there were 2 people, sometimes 3 people in the visitation room sitting right there with me, recording everything I said. How is it possible? And if I said one thing, I couldn't even tell my son that Daddy will see you again real soon. They wouldn't even allow me to say that because it was making promises. And he was able, my daddy said he's going to beat you up every time. It was nonsense. And I have all the transcripts from all of the visitations, easily accessed. I'm very smart. Pure lies, pure fairy tales. A woman tried to say, well, Pac was in Cass Lake and he solicited some guy and told him, you better give me your daughter. And just fucking pure fantasy. Where would I be? All types of nonsense thrown at me. The judge shut that shit down. He got my son back to me. And as far as lies, I'm scared. I've been down here. I haven't contacted that woman in years. I haven't said one word to her. Lies after lies. He told his lawyer to call my lawyer, so it's a violation, right? It's a violation. I don't care about none of that stuff. It's over. I'm going to see my son very soon. I'll have a liaison dealing with that woman. Every time I see that woman, every time I'm near, every time I'm going to pick up my son, there'll be a camera running. Every single time because she's been proven to be a liar. I'm not dissing and damning her. That's her own path. I don't have that same hate for her. I'm not going to say one cross word about her to my son. That's not for me to do. That's not for me to do. I would forfeit everything I've done for my son if I were to do that. Obey your mother. What did Jesus say in the Bible to the Christians? You remember what he said? Do as they say, not as they do. Do as they say, not as they do. So listen to your mother. She says go to school, do your homework, all that stuff, clean up your room, be nice to so-and-so. Of course, do that. I've got the best of intentions and love for my son. I always have. I was his best friend. And my daughter, it's the same thing. Soon I'll be having my daughter too. It's inevitable. As long as I stay out the way, I don't deal with those people. I know what their intentions are for me, and they don't even know why they're doing it. They're just filled with whatever they're filled with. Think about your own parts in the story. Leave me alone. Leave me out of it. I haven't done anything to you. You can't use one thing against me. What? Back in 2014, 2017? What fucking time is it? Have you ever used meth? No. I could prove otherwise. I could prove otherwise, but I'm not going to. My daughter's life was almost jeopardized because of that drug, because of that damn drug. Plenty of things. My son's mother, having to take her to the hospital because the whole side of her body went numb one day using meth. One day I smoked up all that meth that we had bought, and she asked me for some, and I told her I smoked it up. 90 on the freeway, gonna kill us all. I can tell a story. I don't want to. Who cares? All that stuff's in the past. You got a right to change your life, right? Why don't I? Because you're a psychopath. Then what the hell am I doing out here? How long has it been? Psychopath how? Do psychopaths not hurt people? Do psychopaths not stalk people? Do psychopaths not get on the phone and harass people? Do psychopaths not... What is this word psychopath? If anyone's a psychopath, who do you think is one? Snatching a child away, not caring about his feelings and how he loves his father who is always with him. You're the psychopath. But I'm not going that route. I'm not. I love my son. And that's the only way back to his heart, is by kindness and forgiveness. I'm not saying one word about me and you, or about me and my daughter's mother to my daughter. That's between us, and as far as my part, I've owned everything I've done in both stories. So I don't owe you nothing. I owe you what you wanted. You wanted me away, I got the hell away and I lived my life. I've had hundreds of adventures. Is that why you're mad? Is because I get to live my life because you, one party, wanted to control and do all these things, and then the other party wanted to... I'm not going to put you on blast for that, but you wanted to do that. That's why you are where you are now without me. You didn't want me in the first place, or else you would have never did that. And the second one, you didn't even know what you wanted. You just wanted some, I don't know. I don't know. You didn't love me. You didn't know me. You wouldn't allow me to be me. You wouldn't even allow me to talk. You wouldn't allow me to have a car. Spent all my money making $52 an hour, $48 an hour in some jobs, giving you all my money. Remember what you said when I asked for my money back the last day? I ain't giving you shit. Remember that? I went poor and I went broke and I didn't complain about it. I let God be the maintainer and the manager of my life in my own way. I'm not saying I was in church all day or in the mosque praying all day or in the sweat lodge, do this one all day. That's not how I did it. I was able to be me. I was able to fly a little bit. He let me fly. I've been down and I've been up. I've been left. I've been right. I've done a lot of things for a lot of people, and I don't need to put that on blast either and broadcast that. That's not why I did it, for show or fame. It's not. It's for my own healing. And a lot of people will thank me for it, but they should be thanking him. But I'm grateful that I had that opportunity. So now it's time for the rest of the story, the next part of it. Seeing my son and getting my daughter back in my life permanently. What, are you going to force me to commit crimes? What, are you going to force me to say some threatening? I don't care about you that way. Your destinies are your own. You ain't got nothing, no blame to put on me. I'm traumatized. Traumatized? Aren't you the one on one hand that sold methamphetamine all your life and doing scams and hurting people and turning out your own family? On the other hand, aren't you the one who hit your own kids, beat up one kid just because he was having, inappropriate conversations online, and beat up another kid? I had to pull you off. I had to pull you off because you asked somebody else for a pair of shoes, beating up your auntie, taking her keys. I'm violent. It's nonsense. I'm glad the truth is out. I don't need to go into detail about all the stories and stuff. Who cares? But it's out there. Thank you. Chimigwich. It's not happened yet. A car may hit me. I may get struck by lightning. Who knows? But my heart is right with my children. I've done this for me, of course, but I've done this for them over and over again. It's documented. All my poetry and all my videos and stuff, I've saved all that stuff. He'll have access to that. She'll have access to that for the rest of their lives if I die today. It's just out there. It's open. Everybody knows. Don't hate me. And if you do, that's your problem. I don't hate you because you don't matter that much to me. Other than I pray for you to continue being strong for my children. For yourselves, that's your own affair. If you want to live in hate and wallow in it and grow old, some haggard old lady, lonely as hell because nobody wants to deal with you or connect with that type of person, that's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But I love you, my children. I do. Niniijaanisag, my children, I love you both. Talk to you soon. 50-50. You see me, Junior.